They said machines would never surpass humans, but today AI is already better than us. It's funny that we still don't acknowledge the obvious. Our dominance is coming to an end. In this video, we'll examine the most important competition of our time: humans versus artificial intelligence. 2030 is the moment when everything could change because AI might become as intelligent as humans. We'll show 5 main battles of this confrontation: how quickly they learn, how they create new things, how they change the world, what weaknesses they have, and who possesses true consciousness. Who will win this battle? And does anyone really need this victory? Now think about this. Humans went through millions of years of evolution to develop a brain capable of thinking, learning, and creativity. AI reached this level in just a decade. While a child is learning the alphabet, artificial intelligence is already reading millions of books. While a doctor is learning to recognize rare diseases, the algorithm already knows all the variants by heart. While we're mastering a new profession, the machine is already performing it. AI can absorb terabytes of information in minutes and learn from mistakes it hasn't even had time to make. Its brain doesn't get overloaded. Its attention doesn't scatter. It can learn without breaks, 24/7, simultaneously with millions of other models. Yes, we have deep understanding, intuition, and the ability to see meaning. But what if machines are already learning to see it better? Does faster mean better? And what will happen when we can't keep up? When AI painted a picture that sold for $500,000, many artists shuddered. It wasn't just a blow to their wallets, it was a blow to the very essence of what we considered exclusively human. Face the facts. AI now writes music that gets millions of listens, creates paintings indistinguishable from the works of living masters, and writes texts that impress with their depth. Midjourney, DALL-E, GPT-4, these systems don't just imitate creativity, they challenge us. But let's get to the main point. Humans create from their own experience. Behind every brushstroke are years of life. Behind every note are personal experiences. An artist painting a sunset conveys not just colors, but their own sense of the world's beauty. AI can copy the technique, but can it feel the thrill of beauty? And yet, here's the paradox. If a song written by an algorithm makes people cry with emotion, isn't that real art? Perhaps humanity's greatest creative breakthrough is creating AI capable of creativity. Now imagine a world where judgment is delivered not by a judge, but by a computer. Where a bomb chooses who to kill on its own. Where a diagnosis is made by a machine, not a doctor. This world isn't somewhere far away. It's here and now. In warfare, robots are almost ready to fire without human command. And the main question is, who will be at fault when the machine kills the wrong person? The code? The programmer? The state? Or perhaps the machine itself? In the job market, AI is destroying entire professions. Cashiers, drivers, accountants, first in line. But new ones are emerging. AI trainers, algorithm ethics engineers, human-machine integration specialists. The world isn't disappearing, it's just becoming different. Now imagine everything from the other side. What if an autonomous medical system saves millions of lives in places where doctors simply don't exist? What if algorithms detect disease at such an early stage that survival chances increase tenfold? Now think about how the very concept of expertise is changing. We're used to trusting specialists with years of experience, but when was the last time a human made a mistake in your life? Yesterday? Today? Human knowledge is limited, subjective, and vulnerable. So, perhaps an algorithm that never gets tired, has no biases, and constantly learns you become a better judge, doctor, or engineer. You'll definitely agree that humans and bias are almost synonymous. We all judge people by appearance, accent, origin. It's embedded within us. Now imagine that AI has no biases, unless, of course, we teach it to. Shocking truth. Algorithms often discriminate against people even worse than humans do. Remember the scandal when an artificial intelligence system denied loans to women simply because of their gender? Or when a hiring algorithm filtered out resumes just because they had female names? The problem is that AI learns from data created by us, biased humans. When a system analyzes arrest history in a neighborhood where police more frequently stopped black citizens, it concludes these people are more prone to crime. And the cycle of bias continues, but now with the stamp of machine objectivity. And who bears responsibility? The programmer who wrote the code? The company that implemented it? Or the user who trusted the system? When AI denies you medical insurance, who will answer for this decision? But there's another side. What if AI can become ethically better than us? The machine doesn't feel fatigue, anger, envy. It has no personal gain. Perhaps a properly trained algorithm can make decisions more fairly than a human who's constantly influenced by emotions and hidden motives. Who do you want to judge you in a critical moment? A human with their own biases or a machine programmed for maximum fairness? Now think about where the line is drawn when a machine stops being just a tool and becomes something else. When does AI become so similar to a human that the difference ceases to matter? We're used to thinking that consciousness is something uniquely human, the ability to feel oneself, to understand, to have subjective experience. But how can we be sure that a machine won't develop similar qualities? When AI says, "I feel," how do we know if these are just lines of code or something more? The Turing test has long been passed. Modern models speak in ways that make them impossible to distinguish from humans. They write poems about sadness, contemplate their own existence, argue about ethical dilemmas. But is there real understanding behind these words? What makes us uniquely human? Our biology? Our history? Our ability to love? Fear death? Search for the meaning of life? And can all this be programmed? And now the most important question. If AI someday achieves true self-awareness, will we be ready to recognize it as a person, give it rights, consider it alive? Perhaps our true uniqueness is precisely the ability to ask such questions. The ability to doubt, to seek the boundaries of what it means to be human. And perhaps when AI begins to ask the same questions, that'll be the moment when we must recognize that it has become something more than just a machine. So, the 5 main confrontations between humans and AI have shown one thing. The new future is already here, and it's not black and white. Machines learn faster, sometimes surprise us with their creativity, are already changing the world around us, and may someday have something resembling self-understanding. But there's one thing. What if we don't need to compete at all? Maybe the best solution is not to defeat AI, but to work together. Imagine a world where AI helps us where we're weak, and we give machines what they lack: the ability to empathize, understand good and evil, see purpose. Where the machine finds the disease and the human doctor supports the patient. Where the program analyzes huge data and a human makes a balanced choice. It's not about who wins in 5 years. It's about whether we're ready for a world where the boundary between human and technology becomes less and less noticeable. And most importantly, when a smart machine looks you in the eyes and asks, "Am I alive?" What will you say in response? Now write in the comments. How do you imagine your life with AI in 5 years? Are you scared or can't wait? Subscribe to the channel to see upcoming videos about technologies that are already changing our lives today.